Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It is Monday, the 30th day of August. Today is National Toasted Marshmallows Day. You like those.
I really do.
They're very good. National Grief Awareness Day. I'm very aware of all of my grief. And National Beach Day. It would be a good day to go hang on the beach.
Yeah.
It is also a Movie Star Monday, and I am super excited to visit with him once again, Mr. Alex Kendrick from the Kendrick Brothers.
I love these guys.
And they have several great movies, Fireproof, a bunch of things, but we're celebrating the 10th anniversary of Courageous, and he's got another film out as well.
Amazing film.
So we're going to be talking about both of these, but Alex Kendrick, super nice man. We've talked to him. I think this will be our third time. But he's always been so giving. Every time they have a movie, a project coming out, I'll shoot a message over, and they're like, yeah, we'll come and talk. We'll chat with you. That's cool.
Yeah.
So super nice people. And again, Kendrick Brothers have a lot of great films, but Courageous celebrates 10 years. We'll chat all about it in a bit.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com. A new study suggests that drinking 8 glasses of water a day may keep your heart from failing decades later.
Really?
Yes, and it will also keep you in the restroom now. So, I started doing the whole drink more water thing.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I got to tell you, because I'm trying to lose weight. We tried, and then we kind of like faded away from that, and I gained almost all of it back. So now I'm going to stick to it a little bit better. But drinking water,
Yep.
I can't tell you what a difference that
huge.
makes. Huge difference. So and it's such an easy thing. I'm
Yep.
like, it's water. It's all around us. So just drink some of it. It does make you feel better, too. A new study shows a rise in Americans experiencing mood disorders. So if you feel like your mood has been wonky, you ain't the only one, according to this study. So how's your mood, Heidi? Is it good?
It depends on the day.
I'm the reason for her mood disorders, by the way. We're married and I do some dumb stuff. Surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com.
Do you have a credit card? We'd like to help you get a better credit card. If you don't have any credit cards, we'd like to help you too. At bettercreditcards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Some cards offer points. Some cards are designed to help you build your credit. Bettercreditcards.com wants to help you get a better credit card, no matter what you're looking for. See if we can help you find a better credit card at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
This is your Brain on Drugs, brought to you by timeforrehab.com. A Florida man made national news early last year as police confiscated 2 bags of drugs, neatly labeled bag full of drugs.
Oh my gosh, seriously?
I think we talked about this when it happened. But I had somebody send me several stories. They're like, hey, here's a whole bunch of fun stories for you. 2 men were pulled over for a routine traffic stop last year, but ultimately, the stop resulted in the confiscation of several different types of illicit drugs, with an estimated street value of $15,450. Unfortunately, it's not the first Florida drug story, and it's probably not going to be the last one either. But this guy had his drugs neatly labeled, bag full of drugs.
Nice.
And because of that,
he's organized.
Yeah, because of that, he got to go to jail, because that's what happens when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by channelsurfertv.com. I'm not going to take a side on this. We're not going to comment on this. I'm going to just read the story, and then we're going to move on. Heidi, okay?
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Our first story. Actor Sean Penn says he only wants vaccinated people to see his new movie. So, there you go. I think it's called Flag Day, I think is the name of the movie. Selena Gomez is in the news. She has backtracked her controversial remarks about Disney Channel. Now, singing a different tune about being proud of her work at the network, the Lose You to Love Me singer made headlines earlier this month when she said she, quote, signed her life away when she worked for the House of the Mouse. So now, because she took a lot of flack for that, because people are going, I wouldn't even know you if it wasn't for Disney. You had an amazing opportunity, and you're going to complain about that? And now she's like, oh, no, I do appreciate it. It was good. It was great. So, I don't know. I can understand both sides of that, but yeah. Big Screen, Little Screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com.
At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all the fun holidays throughout the year with fun, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we've got a gift for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of PureCanaCompany.com, promo code radio. New York City preparing for the reopening of its Broadway theaters, which will return to full capacity the first week of September. So I believe that is later this week. An Italian student has become a TikTok star after tattooing his vaccination barcode on his arm and using it to scan at a McDonald's kiosk.
Oh my God.
So he's got his tattoo, he's got a tattoo of his vaccination barcode, and he can now just use that, handy dandy like that.
Oh my gosh.
Wall Street Journal reports NFL stars are protesting their contracts by showing up to training camps but not practicing. So I'm not sure what's going on there. A man in Russia survived accidentally shooting himself in the chest with a nail gun. He was nailing down floorboards in his bathroom when he tripped, fell, and fired a 2-inch steel tack right into his chest, barely missing his heart. So that was bad, but it could have been way worse. And researchers at the University of Vermont studied 50 million tweets a day. Wow, that's a lot. Scoring the happiness of people's words to monitor the national mood. One consistency from the study: being outdoors, especially in parks, makes you happier. Researchers looked at anonymous Twitter data for the study. Tweets from parks and after park visits were more positive. The powerful effect of nature is strong in parks with more trees, but smaller neighborhood parks also had a significant boost. The impact on happiness is a real, measurable, and lasting thing. Tweets show that parks increase happiness to a level similar to the bounce they see at Christmas time, which is typically the happiest time of the year.
I would agree with that. Being outdoors makes a huge difference. The fresh air, everything. It's amazing.
It's pretty darn cool. Your scoop of the day. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
Early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is a great quote from Benjamin Franklin. At InsuranceChicken.com, we know a thing or two about great quotes. We help people get great insurance quotes every day. It's super simple and free to find out if we can make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay, I can't guarantee that, but I can assure you we'd love to help at InsuranceChicken.com. We want to help you pack out great deals on insurance. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show on a Movie Star Monday. Very excited to visit with Mr. Alex Kendrick. We've had him on the program in the past, and we're excited to have you back. You've got not one, but two really cool things coming up, don't you, Alex?
It's crazy. We have Show Me the Father, September 10th, and then September 24th is Courageous Legacy. Excited about both these movies hitting theaters. So this time you got options.
So the first one is next Friday already, the 10th of September, which doesn't seem like that's possible, but it's already here. So what's happening on September 10th? Let's talk about the first one first.
Show Me the Father is our first documentary. It plays like a feature film, though. There's 5 stories of fatherhood, all of them incredible stories. It's got twists and turns. It's going to grab your heart. And for a lot of people, really help them heal from any father wounds they may have had from growing up. But it also really points to God as Father and how He's the perfect Heavenly Father. And it's full of inspiration and just moments that have made audiences gasp in our test screenings. I love that, and I think it's going to minister to a lot of people.
That is fantastic. And Kendrick Brothers, you guys have done a bunch of great movies, but there's one that I was this the one that kind of started it all, Courageous, or you did some stuff before that too, didn't you?
We did. We started off with Facing the Giants. That was our first theatrical release, followed by Fireproof. That has Kirk Cameron in it. And then Courageous. And so Courageous is now 10 years old. And what we did, we spruced it up, re-edited the movie, recolored it, shot some new scenes, and it has a brand new ending. So if you liked the first version, you're going to love this version. We have some surprises in there, and you get to see where all the characters and actors are 10 years later. We really shot new scenes 10 years later that are now in the film.
That is really, really cool. And this movie is a great movie. And again, I love Fireproof was amazing. And that kind of revolves around firefighters. Courageous is a great movie. And it kind of revolves around some police officers. And I think now more than ever, we need to have a movie like this. And I love that you're reintroducing it because these are the heroes that keep us safe. And sometimes in society, they don't get treated that way, do they?
They don't. Police officers spend more of their time being called to the problem and not to the party. And so police officers, unfortunately, have to deal with the worst side of culture, but we need them. They're the medicine that comes in and points out things that are not right and helps us to keep justice. And no, they're not perfect, and they are human, but at the same time, we need them. Even Scripture talks about in Romans that we need them. And so we need our local law enforcement, and we're very grateful for them. I was trained as an officer to do this film. I was amazed at how difficult it was to get through, and my respect for them just skyrocketed. So this movie's going to grab your heart, too. Courageous Legacy, again, coming out on September 24th, 2 weeks after Show Me the Father. Both are focused on fatherhood, and I think will encourage a lot of people.
So these two films, will we see these on the big screen, or are they being released digitally? What is the way that you're delivering those to the people?
On September 10th, Show Me the Father comes out in theaters only. And then September 24th, Courageous Legacy comes out in theaters only. And about 2 or 3 months later, it will be able to be streamed and DVD, Blu-ray, all of that. But we're hopeful that people see it in theaters. There's something about watching a movie at a big screen with an audience. So we encourage churches to go together. Take your family to both of these. They're certainly appropriate for family, but still carries that excitement and emotion that you want in a feature film.
And the thing that's really nice, after a year of people not being able to get together, it's really nice that we can get together. And what better way to get together with friends and family, and maybe even, like you said, people from church, to go to a movie together and be able to experience this all at the same time, rather than everybody watching it on their own and talking about it later.
That's exactly right. There's an energy to watching stuff together, and it's also fresh on your mind. We tell people, look, go see Show Me the Father. You're going to have discussions afterwards, and probably you may, have some tears, but it's a wonderful healing movie. And then when you go see Courageous, again, full of action and drama and suspense, and it's just an enjoyable movie. And this movie started a lot of men's ministries. We are so grateful that so many men's ministries were launched out of the movie Courageous that are still going today.
Absolutely, and I remember that. And again, it's crazy to me that that's 10 years ago, but I remember Fireproof was the first one that I remember several men's groups that started about having a fireproof marriage, and then shortly thereafter, so again, 10 years ago, many different ministries that kind of sprouted from the movie Courageous. That's got to feel really good knowing that you guys helped start all of those different things. That's really cool.
Yeah, and we're grateful to the Lord. Of course, we can make a movie, but God changes the heart. He does the heavy lifting. And so you can go to showmethefathermovie.com to get even more information, to see the trailer and some other aspects of the movie. For Courageous, you can go to courageousthemovie.com, see the trailer, and find theaters at both of those sites if you'd like to see it in your local theater.
And we're going to throw a link to all of that. Alex, thank you so much.
God bless you guys. Good to talk to you.
Thank you so much. Again, Alex Kendrick from the Kendrick Brothers, and we're going to throw a link to all of the information in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Chances are you're pronouncing Dr. Seuss wrong.
Okay.
Dr. Seuss, the popular children's book author, who is known for his rhyming skills, was born with the name Theodore Seuss Geisel. Seuss is his mother's maiden name, and their family pronounces it Soyce, like rhyming with voice.
Really?
Seuss' college friend Alexander Lang even wrote a poem about the common misconception. Huh. So Dr. Soyce, not Dr. Seuss. Huh.
Interesting.
Yeah. We saw his house.
We did?
It was kind of interesting, too. Now you know. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
Do you have a credit card? We'd like to help you get a better credit card. If you don't have any credit cards, we'd like to help you too. At bettercreditcards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Some cards offer points. Some cards are designed to help you build your credit. Bettercreditcards.com wants to help you get a better credit card, no matter what you're looking for. See if we can help you find a better credit card at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com. RadioTravelGroup.com.
Now, RadioTravelGroup.com presents a news headline from somewhere in this world. Dateline Japan. A district judge in Japan sentenced a top boss in the country's notorious organized crime group known as the Yakuza to death, a punishment believed to be the first of its kind for the mob in Japan. So,
Well, that's good.
I'm not
Cracking
sure.
down on stuff.
I'm not sure what was going on over there, but boy, that's kind of crazy. That is a news headline from somewhere in this world.
At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all the fun holidays throughout the year with fun, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we've got a gift for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Now, some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. What a bizarre story. A 51-year-old man was attacked by a hatchet-wielding maniac in the ATM vestibule of a bank. The male suspect whacked the victim in the head and the thigh. He was just standing in front of an ATM. This was a Chase Bank on Broadway, so in the financial district. 5:20 p.m. is when this happened. Then the brute fled after the attack, but left the hatchet behind, according to sources. He will be sought late Sunday. The guy that got hit in the head was screaming, a witness said. It's crazy. People were shouting, and we saw a guy laying down, a whole lot of blood. The victim was hospitalized, but in stable condition. So, what in the world is going on there?
Insanity, man.
That is, and I didn't know where else to put it other than here, because I got to tell you, that's a weird story. So it certainly fits as today's weird news, brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for your moment of duh, brought to you by BetterResultsAdvertising.com. Baltimore Sun reports on a strange federal lawsuit that began with this crazy opening sentence. Demetra Sweet didn't know, as she sang at her husband Ivan's Baltimore funeral service in late January, that apparently he had already been buried days earlier and miles away. What? 67-year-old Ivan Street died in January. His wife made plans to have him cremated through this certain funeral home. A second woman, also claiming to be his wife, came forward and asked the funeral home to bury him. The funeral home, according to the wife, kind of did both. They had two different funerals.
And they got paid by both women.
I'm not sure. They staged a phony memorial service with an empty urn. She's seeking $8.5 million in the lawsuit.
I would hope so.
We vehemently deny the claims advanced by Mrs. Street and assert that the underlying matter was handled with the utmost sensitivity towards the loved ones of the deceased. It's a person from the funeral home. I don't know exactly what happened, but it's such a bizarre story. However, they are separated, this lady. So there's two different people claiming to be the wife. Street's legal wife at the time of death was Dimitri. But there's somebody else who was also his wife.
The funeral home accept money from both people for the same funeral?
I don't know. I don't know exactly what happened, but there are two different women who were there as his wife. One was his former wife.
Yeah, not good.
Today's moment of duh.
Early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is a great quote from Benjamin Franklin. At InsuranceChicken.com, we know a thing or two about great quotes. We help people get great insurance quotes every day. It's super simple and free to find out if we can make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay, I can't guarantee that, but I can assure you we'd love to help at InsuranceChicken.com. We want to help you peck out great deals on insurance. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Time now for Is It a Golf Course or Is It a Rehab Center? Brought to you by Time4Rehab.com. Heidi, it is time for you to maybe, what do you call that? Where you
try to
totally
redeem
yourself. That's what you're going to do. All right. Rose Creek, Edmond, Oklahoma. Is it a golf course or is it a rehab center? Think it through. Rose Creek.
I'm going to say that one is a rehab center.
Man.
Seriously?
It's a golf course.
My gosh.
No, you're not off to a great start.
No, I'm not.
That is how we play. And that is how we have been
roses.
playing.
That might be nice for a rehab center. It's relaxing. It's calming. It's beautiful.
And it's also wrong. But that is how we play. Is it a golf course or is it a rehab center? Brought to you by Time4Rehab.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. Comes your way courtesy of bettercreditcards.com. Here's a headline. Restaurant diner asks staff to gather and then gives them a tip of $10,000. Yeah, that's a big tip. $144 bill. Tuesday night, a customer at the Wahoo Seafood Grill asked the entire staff to come out to the dining area. He thanked all 10 of them for showing up for work. Thanks for being here.
Nice. That's
Thanks
awesome.
for working hard. And he said, I want to give you guys something. How many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 10. Okay. So for my tip, I'm going to give you $10,000.
That is fantastic.
And he said, that's
I love
$1,000
that.
for each one of you.
Love it.
And the owner said, I'm not usually an emotional guy, but this really got me. I'm blown away. We're all blown away by his generosity. Shepard is the owner, said when he got the call from his employees that night about the big tip, his first thought was to be suspicious. He advised them, double check the man's ID, make sure it's the same as the back of the card, make sure this isn't some sort of scam of some kind. Restaurant's point-of-sale system approved the transaction. Shepard said he checked back the next day to make sure the money was still there. Watching these guys get their check was almost as good as Christmas morning.
Oh, that's beautiful.
He said he's thankful to the customer. His staff has been loyal to the restaurant through all these difficult times. The last year and a half has not been easy on this industry. We're hurting and we're exhausted. But this incredible act of kindness has restored our faith in humanity.
Yeah.
Our whole staff would like to thank this generous customer from the bottom of our hearts. We're all going to pay it forward in our own ways. Even the smallest act of kindness can have a giant ripple effect.
That's beautiful.
Says we're just a local veteran-owned seafood restaurant doing our best to weather the storm.
Oh, and it's
this
veteran-owned. I love it
Yeah.
even more.
So this is truly the last thing we expected to happen on a regular Tuesday night. So I'll tell you what, there was nothing regular about that Tuesday night. What a great story, though. I love that. Thank you, by the way, to the folks.
Always be sure to thank the people who have actually shown up to go to work, because I tell you what, everybody is having a hard time finding help.
And I try. I'm in no position to give a $10,000 tip by any
for
means,
sure.
but I do my very best to make sure I let folks know that I appreciate and give as much as I can. And I encourage others to do that same thing. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Monday.